Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The demonstrations that the Azimio fraternity held today actually helped to expose William Samoei Ruto, because we have now known that we are dealing with a dictator, someone who will not blink even if people are dying. Because in all the administrations that have passed, Kibaki and even Uhuru Kenyatta, the level of brutality that has been charged against Raila Odinga and their supporters has never been witnessed. But at the same time, it also exposed a few loopholes from the Azimio that I feel should be sealed as they plan to go for other demonstrations. I like juxtaposing what happened today with what happened in South Africa, because I realized that in South Africa, Malema had organized so well that they converged at a point away from the CBD, even as they wanted to later march to the CBD. And this really worked well, considering that Malema is facing a president who is more considerate and one who upholds the rule of the law according to the dictates of their sacred constitution. But our president on this side will talk and assure you that he will uphold the constitution, but then wherever they are in their cocoon, they have declared this legal gathering as illegal. And Raila Odinga had said that they were to meet in KICC. And I think this was a loophole. Because remember that when others went there ahead of them, they were arrested. KICC and the CBD is almost the same thing. And so something tells me that next time they should try and converge somewhere near Eastlands, maybe in Kamkunji or Jacaranda or somewhere. Then they charge their crowd, they have a rally for like 30 minutes, then they start building the crowd as they come from Eastlands towards the CBD. Remember the other time when Raila was coming from, was it US, Baba while you were away, and the government had tried blocking him not to access the CBD. You remember how the crowd was building? It is because they went to meet him from the airport, and so they were moving. Airport and Eastland is almost the same thing. It's towards Eastlands. So the crowd was building, and even as they come, they meet more crowd as they come until they reach the CBD. So next time, I think they should reconsider meeting in town. They should meet away. Number two, I realized that Malema had converged all the leaders together, and the leaders worked together. When there is a sense of security and protection when you are many within the numbers. Remember when Stephen Mazayo and even the minority leader Pio and I went to KICC, they arrested him without no reason. And in fact, Mr. Wandai was ferried to Kiambu. You know, sometimes when they arrest you, they want to take you as far as possible, maybe so that lawyers cannot find you very easily, so that the opinions will be divided. As you concentrate on your demonstrations, you also have a divided mind of your people who have been arrested, because you don't even know what will happen to them. So next time, let them work together. I saw when the ODM Secretary General Sifuna came to ICC with a group of other leaders. The police tried to, throwing tear gas, but they told them these are members of the parliaments, and we are going to our offices. And I believe they were just pardoned because there were many. You see, if the whole of the Azimio leadership is there, let's say about 50 of them or 20 or 10, the police cannot arrest them easily as compared to when you maybe pick, because I know they just lay in waiting. They will lead them. One comes and they get hold of him. The other one comes, they get hold of him. They wanted to intimidate them, and even to a large extent intimidate the ordinary wananchi, because once Opio and I has been arrested, then you fear that now, as an ordinary man, what am I going to do? Thank God the rally continued, even though some of them were arrested. I think the other thing that the Azimio fraternity must do now, without any delay, is to write to the International Criminal Court, the ICC, because the kind of brutality that is going on, the police is butchering people, they are beating people up and down, very innocent Kenyans who just go there to exercise their constitutional right. I think the Azimio must invite the ICC. If they don't, the ICC will work against them. Remember, the ICC is being controlled by the USA. That is a fact. USA is not even a signatory to the Rome Statute, but they control it. So they should be ahead of the game, so that they invite the ICC to come and see. Because if they still intend to continue this thing until the government will bow down, then under their watch, they will really lose a lot of their supporters. Very innocent blood shed because we have a police who I think they have chosen on those policemen who are being driven by tribal instincts, who believe that maybe Ruto is their tribesman or they voted for him. Those who are being led by prejudice and they don't like Raila Odinga. So they're throwing tear gas and pouring that water. And ICC must come now rather than later. Number two, or the last one is, they must invite the international community. The reason being, the international community played a part in ensuring that William Ruto becomes the president. And they are watching everything as they transpire. If Raila does not invite them, then they will soon turn against him and tell him that, Mr. Dinga, you are the person who is sending people to go and be beaten or be killed on the street there. So he must be ahead of the game. He must call upon them so that they can check, because the international community have always masqueraded as champions of democracy in our continent. So this is the time that they must be exposed for who they are. Let Raila call them and invite them and tell them, we are going on our position as it's provided in the law, but someone here wants to avert our rights. So he must do that. And I want to believe that the last one, they should put their media personality, even those who are watching and monitoring social media, to ensure that if there is anyone who is maybe arrested or has been shot dead, they should have first-hand information. They should know that such and such a person has been killed in Migori, has been killed in Northeastern, because Raila has told them that if you cannot come to Nairobi, then you can demonstrate from where you are. They must be doing this with a lot of diligence so that they keep a record, because the government will not keep a record of those they have killed. If the police will kill someone and it has not been exposed, that act of atrocity, they will conceal it and no one will expose it. So it is upon the Azimio fraternity to ensure that they keep record and they are in touch of their people on the ground, so that should anything happen, then they know and they take up that matter. Last but not least, let them protect their followers. People like Nuru Okanga right now should always be at their radar, so that someone is not picked during the night, and when you don't know what is happening. It reaches morning, then you realize that someone is not around. They should not even underestimate William Ruto and his wrath, because he might decide one day that he wants to place Martha Karua under house arrest. Today was just a test, and he wanted to know what will happen. CBD must not be declared a no-go zone. They have done it before, because the climax of every demonstration must end in the CBD. Let them find a way of getting into that place. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my own thinking, in my own very considered opinion. I believe they must improve so that they don't repeat what happened today, just like I saw Malema did it, so they can pick us a few lessons from it. And that is my take.